Hi and welcome to this session. So I'm Stephen Way of the Scout Contact National Scout Active Support Unit, and I've got a background in online and digital strategy, although these days I'm more around photography, but I still do quite a lot of social media, and I'm well aware of the impact of graphics and in social media stories and what a great tool they are. So we're going to look at how you can do this and some of the tools available to help you get graphics into your social media and your social media stories. So if you want social media stories that catch the eye, this presentation will show you some tools to help the least artistic social media manager deliver great graphics. You don't need to be able to draw, you don't need to be able to use any sort of drawing technology. There are tools out there that will help you, and we're going to talk about some of those and show you how they work, and best of all, you can get started for free. So social media stories are a great way to pause the thumb from swiping through people's social media and grab the attention. They can let your audience and stakeholders know what's happening with announcements or information about what's going on, advertising upcoming events and achievements to help grow scouting. So that's all great. Do you need to find somebody in the group who's a graphic designer? Well, no, because there are tools out there. Commercial enterprises will employ graphic designers either in-house or go to an agency, and they'll use a tool like Adobe Illustrator, which can be expensive and complex to master. But there is another cheaper way. There is a growing number of online software tools that are either free or work with a freemium license. Let's have a look at this available software. There's Canva, which is a very powerful template-based graphic creation tool. Adobe Spark, which is part of the Adobe stable and has all the functionalities you'd expect from Adobe. There's Pablo by Buffer, which is great for working with photographs and particularly for adding text to photographs. Designer has a wealth of template-based graphics that you can use and customize. Snapper does as well, that's a very similar thing. And finally, Graphic Designer is a free system which allows you to do more advanced graphic design and is more complex. So out of these half dozen tools, which are the market leaders, we'll look at the top two because these are the most popular. They both offer similar features like custom palettes and collaborative working, but are they really free? Well, Spark's got three options: Team, Individual and Starter. Starter's free to use and is quite basic. The Individual option is full functioned with many more templates and the ability to load your own brands with logos, colours and fonts. It has limited collaboration and costs £10 a month as a subscription, and Team's the enterprise version. If you have a full Adobe CC subscription, which I do, then Spark is included. There is a charity price available for this subscription, but you have to get a special code for it, negotiate it with Adobe, and there is still a monthly fee that you'll need to pay. So Adobe tools don't come particularly cheap, and it's not surprising if you've got a full CC subscription. There's a huge amount of tools. Meanwhile, Canva also has three options: Free, Pro and Enterprise. Free's got more functionality than Spark. In particular, it allows you to collaborate on designs and get 2 or 3 people or more working and sharing designs. Pro costs £11 per month, or is discounted if you buy for a year, and gives many more templates and the ability to load your own brands, logos, colours and so on. But Canva offer a free Pro license to registered charities. You need to have your charity number and an email address to register, and that's an email address for the charity not necessarily a personal one. I'd advise against a personal one because you can only have one email address registered per charity number. So with these, it's worth looking at the pro or individual versions because they allow you to store your palette and your brand. However, both of them allow you to load custom colors and logos and so on, so you don't need to. You can try them out with branding without having to load the individual, without having to go to the more expensive versions, so on the free versions. So let's take a look at Spark. So this is the Spark workbench and the home page, and we're going to look at Instagram stories. So Instagram stories are a great way of doing it, but first let's get branded up. Now you can see I've already added the Scout branding. Here it is, and being a good media person, I've got the brand guidelines to hand, so I can go and make sure I'm on brand at all times, and I can also go and grab the colours and make sure I've got the right colours loaded there using the hex codes for the colours. So having loaded up the brand, if I need to add more stuff I can, but we'll go back and we'll build an Instagram story. So with Spark, you hit Instagram story, it'll give you a little tip, and then it will start off with your first post of your story. So you can see here there are a lot of templates that you can use. Now you may look at the templates and think, no, there's not really any templates there that are relevant to scouting, but all of these templates are customizable, as I will show you. So you just pick one that is roughly what you want to do, and when you've found that one, you can then customize it to your heart's content to be on brand and have the information that you want. And I think this sale one looks quite nice, so we'll grab that and we'll use that. So it's grabbed it and put it into the workspace and loading it up. So now we'll go into it. We don't need the up to 30% off bit. We don't need the swipe up because our Instagram account doesn't have enough users to allow that to happen. But we do need some more words, so we'll grab this heading here. Now we can do various things with it, but we're using the Scout branding, so for the moment we'll double click on it and we'll get the words up and we'll change it because we're going to advertise and explore a rafting trip. So to advertise the rafting, we'll stick rafting there, say done, and we'll grab this other bit of text and we'll change that to something to entice our explorers to get on board, and then we'll move that over here. Now this looks like it's nothing to do with rafting, so we'll remove background and we'll attempt to remove the jumping person, which I failed to do, but let's not worry about that. Let's just stick another picture in there. There's a load of free photos, but actually what we want to do is upload a photo, and it will allow me to go and find a photo. Now I happen to know the picture I wish to use, so rather than having my pictures displayed in any meaningful way, I'm going to just scroll up and down here and find the picture I'm looking for because I know where it is. It's in here. So we'll grab the picture. Down here somewhere. Let's just scroll down to find right one. Switch the view on, so I'll just pick the one that I know that it is. So it takes a moment or two to upload, but once it does, there it is. So I can then slide that into position, make sure I've got the photograph positioned how I want it. I can zoom in and slide it around. Let's remove rafting up here and sign up now to there. So now there's some neat things we can do. If we go into the design, we can brandify. So if we click on brandify, it will apply our brand to it like that. Logo, correct fonts and everything. So we don't want the font in black, we'll have it in yellow. And that gives us the correct shape, correct size for an Instagram story with nice and eye-grabbing. So you can download that as a PNG or a JPEG. PNG is fine. You can then, once you've downloaded, you can share it on Instagram. Can't share it on the desktop client that I'm using here because Instagram doesn't work on the desktop. But I'm just going to change the name of it so I know what I'm looking at. And there we are. Now Spark auto saves as you're going along, so I don't need to hit save or anything. But what I want to do is add a second page to the story. So I'm going to duplicate it, and it will say copy, but actually I might need several pages, so I'll just duplicate it with a 2, and it will produce the second one. And I can go into the second one, edit this, and just make a few changes to it for the second page. Let's add some text, and there's various text styles you can use here that add emphasis or make it jump out at you. So let's have one of those. Let's have this full tryouts, but that's all well and good, but we don't want to say full tryouts. I want it a bit bigger, so I'm going to click on that and change that to don't miss out. If I can spell out. There we go. And that's done. So, and there's my second page of my Instagram story. And so then what would obviously happen on Instagram is you're watching the story, you'll see the picture, and then don't miss out will pop up at you, and there you go. Now there's various things you can do, various other things you can do with it, but that's the second one you can download. If you download that, then you can again send it to a phone and upload it to Instagram, or you can do it through Hootsuite or whatever social media tool you're using to manage your social media. So let's have a look at a couple of other things you can do with Spark. Just, as I say, you can share it, but we can't go straight to Instagram. We could go to Facebook or Twitter. So that's my Instagram story, my projects, but there are other things we can do. We can create a Facebook post, so let's have a look at that. And all this is the same sort of thing, except for Facebook post it's actually set up with the right size for Facebook, so you don't have to cut it down. You can again grab any one of these, and once you've grabbed it, then you can edit it however you want, change colours, make it match your brand, and have a professional looking Facebook post to attract new volunteers, new members, sign up for things and promote scouting. Same with an Instagram post. As you know, Instagram posts need to be square. This is square. We can find an Instagram post of the right sort of thing. We're going to boost our social media, so we'll say we'll create from this template here, which this is a premium template. You can tell by the little yellow oh, thank you very much. A little yellow shield in the corner means this is premium, which I have access to because I'm on an individual account. On the free account you won't. It'll say, do you want to buy this? Because it wants to sell it to you. Anyway, so here we have something saying we've got 5,000 followers. Chance to be a fine thing for me, but there you go. Let's brand this up in the right colours first of all. So here's our branding colours. We'll just go in and use the teal there and there. And for the background, what colour's going to work there? Let's, well, probably we'll need to use something, yeah, probably the mauve, primary colour there. And let's just change those to yellow, and that one to yellow, and there you go. And then we can change the text to the appropriate text. We could try brandifying it. If we brandify it, it will be it will change the background colours, which if you hit Scout branding up there, it'll come up with the brandify option and change the colours. But anyway, you get the idea. That's Adobe Spark. So there's an Adobe Spark mobile app. Let's just quickly run through the mobile app and you'll see that this is very similar, and it allows you to go in and do things to this, and there are a couple more tools in the mobile app which is quite handy, like animation, so you can animate the text. Now this may be in the main web tool as well, but I haven't found it as yet, I must admit, but it's certainly easy to use on the mobile. So you can, and Spark was originally developed for mobile, so the mobile experience is very good. Again, you can brand things, you can share posters, video animation, so there it goes. And in a second I can choose Instagram, it loads my Instagram, puts the post there, I say put it in the story, and there it is, Instagram story. So very easy to use. It sits in my story. You can see it sits, it's sitting there, and it's nicely sized and nice and attractive. So that works very well. So now for Canva. Canva's very popular. It's very similar, as you can see, the workbench is very similar to the Spark workbench. So let's take a look at it and let's see it in action. It has a couple of features that are different and which I find quite useful. Personally, I use Canva myself. Again, it's got a branding kit. You can see here I've already loaded logos, fonts. I've got the brand guidelines to hand, so it allows me to do it properly. But let's have a look at Canva and actually use the branding to create some scouting promotional posts. Now, one of the nice things is we've got animated social media which we can use, but what I'm going to do is the same as I did in Spark. I'm going to create an Instagram story. So again, same as Spark, we've got lots of different templates here that we can use, and again they're all fully customizable. So we'll have a look at the templates and see if there's anything we want to use, but we don't have to use templates. Some of these templates, because they're story templates, if we click on this one, you'll see that it's actually got video in it and got support putting video in, but this one's got 8 pages. So if you say we're going to use this one, you'll get all 8 pages, and you can fill out the pages, you can delete some of them, you can duplicate them, and so on, which is very flexible. And rather than Spark, where you create several individual pages and then post them, for Canva you add new pages and it will load them all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a similar sort of post to story to the one we did before. So we're going to upload an image, we're going to go into the device, let's go somewhere else and go into our media store, and you can see here that going into the media, and Spark does this too, you'll see eventually thumbnails. There they are, lots and lots of thumbnails. So unfortunately, because of what I do, I've got a huge number of pictures in my photo store, but let's find a decent one. What we want to explore is doing things in the water, or at least scouts in the water. There's a nice canoe picture, which is the Ninth Muswell Hill, but there you go. So I'm going to drag this into the blank page, and I'm going to do this longhand because why wouldn't I? Also because I haven't actually found the details. So then we have 2 scouts in the water, or entering the water in kayaks, and so now we want to add some words, and you can see here, before I moved to the paid for version of Canva, I had the logos loaded there. But let's add a heading. So we'll type in the heading. That's very small, so let's make it white so we can see it. Let's make it bigger so we can read it. And let's put it up in the bushes, not across the subject. So we need to grab hold of it and drag it up to the top. And as you can see, a grid appears that helps you to place it. Now we're going to put a subheading in, which again has a bit more information in, so we'll type that in. Then we'll change the colour to white, and we'll bang that up to a larger point size. Let's put it at 50. So maybe we change it to yellow, not white. And let's slide this around a bit because we like straight writing. There we go, and then we've got logos, but actually rather than using uploaded logos, if we go, we've also got logos in the files. So we could have used one of those. However, that one's there now, so we might as well use that. Over there, drag that down to a sensible size. And there we go. And then we can add a new page. Now, what I could have done is use this duplicate logo here on the top slide, and it would have done the same as Spark did and duplicated the original page. exactly the same, which would have been a more sensible way to do it, but I wanted to just show that you could add a new page with something else in it if you really wanted. I'm just going to put the same picture in the interests of moving on. And just enlarge the picture again. Just move it up a little bit so we lose the Oswald tag. And then next, let's add to it. We're in the water, so let's find something watery that we can drop in. But incidentally, the frames here, if you add one of those frames, it allows you to crop the picture down within the frame to be more creative in the frame, and that can be quite good. So let's have a look. What have we got that will fit? So there's stickers here that you can put on, which are very Instagram oriented, or there's all kinds of families of stuff. Here's a nice fish. Let's stick a couple of fish onto this. All of these are on free license, so you can do them without too much of a problem. So here we have a couple of fish in the water, and there you go. Now, what we don't have it, so we've got a large number of things that we can add. We can add music, so you can have music in the background of your story. Again, some of the music is free, some of it is chargeable because of licensing. There's videos that you can add, or again, you can upload your own. You can have different backgrounds, so let's add a new page and stick a background in so you can see how that works. So there are graphical backgrounds of various sorts, plain backgrounds, you can use gradient backgrounds, and so on. And then obviously you can put content over the top of that. Just for the moment, we'll just go in and we will put a logo on. We'll put, actually let's put that one on. Drop it down. There we go. And it is possible to apply to all, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to use some of the animation techniques that are available, so you can animate your slide. And let's go back to the top one so you can see it work better. So you can have the words tumbling in, or rising in, or panning in, or there's various things you can do. Again, it makes the story more animated and will get people looking at it. So then you download, and this is an MP4 video, so you download it as a video, all 3 pages, and that will put it together as a download. That will make it available to you, so you can send it to your phone or upload it via your social media software in order to get the story out there to attract your attract new members, visitors, whatever you're trying to do. Obviously this is quite a large video, so it's taken a moment or so I'm just going to save that, and then just quickly just save that, and that's Canva. So again, Canva's got a mobile app in the same way as Spark. Let's have a quick look at that, and here it is. so you can see all the designs, including the one I've just done. It also saves the designs. This is one I put together for Instagram, which I used obviously on results day. And that's using the animation. And you can create designs and do pretty much the same as you could on the web version on the desktop. So we're going to grab this one, Simple Home for Made Recipes. Again, you think nothing to do with scouting, but let's just make a couple of changes and we'll see what we've got. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to get rid of this nice steamy bowl of whatever it is. Once I've grabbed the right thing, so I need to delete the video. And sometimes it's difficult to grab the right thing, and I've deleted the grid as well, which wasn't exactly what I was after. So you can see there's arrows there to go back if you made a mistake, but that's better. That's what I wanted. Now let's put something in there, but first of all we're going to say we went canoeing, hopefully. So let's just move that around a little bit. There we go. And let's then find a picture. There we go. Just need to, there we go. Move the picture around. That's good. Let's move these arrows for emphasis. Let's delete this logo bit. It's got a tune with it called Happily Whistling Ukulele or something. So now let's change a couple of colours. So we've got the branding. And let's change the right colours. So it's slightly more fiddly to use these apps on the phone to do this, but it is perfectly possible, as you can see. So we need to make sure we've got them right. And the last thing we need to do is move things around to our heart's content. Is to go into the folders where the logos are and say let's have a logo down in the corner as usual. There we are. So having done that, and having got that to our heart's content, we can play it, see what it's like, complete with Happy Whistling Ukulele. Move the arrows because they were not quite where we wanted them. And then download the video. It's an MP4. There we go. And again, this takes a little while, so let's move on. So what I would suggest is that you have a go with the free versions. You can find them at these addresses, spark.adobe.com or www.canva.com. Post the stories you create on Instagram or the graphics on Twitter, and follow Scout Content on Instagram and Scout Content ASU on Twitter so we can see your great stories and graphics, and we'll repost the ones that we can. So thank you for listening. That's a couple of the free tools available for social media. Like most of the free tools on the internet, online. They entice you to pay for more, but they are good, usable tools, and they can give you some great graphics for your social media very easily and cheaply. So thank you for listening, and I hope that's been of use.